Luffy is the guy that will become the king of the pirates and bring on the dawn of the world. However, through the struggles of many that have come before him, we see just how difficult this is to achieve. Every step he takes, from Eni's lobby to Marineford, Dressrosa to Wano, he tears at the seams of peace built on control. Luffy will not be king of the world, he will be king of the free. And when he reaches Laugh Tale, it won't be to rule, but to end the night itself. Because this time, the will of D will not burn out in the dark. It will rise. Like a sun, no god can stop. Luffy will bring the dawn. As we can clearly see, the world of One Piece has been fundamentally broken, with the facade of peace. However, there have been some who wish to change it. One of the many being Rox D. Rox wanted to become the king of the world and was able to make it to the one who ruled from the darkness. However, he soon realized that he wouldn't be able to become king on his own, and so he went on to create a powerful crew, arguably the strongest crew in history, the likes of Kaido, Shiki, Big Mom, Whitebeard, all being his underlings. For a while, they ruled the seas, with that time period becoming known as the era of Rox. Through this flashback, we see that Rox was doing everything he could in order to gain power. All this so that he could go back to the Holy Land Marijua and once again face Imu in order to become the king of the world. He even tried recruiting the help of Harold, king of the giants. Unfortunately for Rox, fate was not on his side. He was ultimately forced to give all of that up in order to save his family. On the flip side of that, we have Roger. Roger was a man driven by adventure and freedom, whether that be chasing down the world's most beautiful woman or clashing with his rival. Roger simply did what was appealing to him. That wasn't until the God Valley incident. The God Valley incident sparked a change in Roger, with him no longer being driven by freedom and adventure, but rather ambition, which led to him conquering the Grand Line and discovering the One Piece, as well as the true history of the world. And while we don't know for certain, we can assume that he also wanted to confront the world's darkness and take on Imu. However, it wasn't his time, and for some reason, it seemed as if he was too early to do anything. And even though he had become a legend, being known around the world as the king of the pirates, it seemed as if he wasn't able to fulfill his purpose, with his only sliver of hope being that someday perhaps he would have a son that would be able to fulfill it for him. So despite their efforts, the two greatest pirates that the world had ever seen were unable to bring true change to the world. And even the world's greatest marine was also unable to bring about true change. And his devotion to helping people actually made it so that he propped up the system of oppression. So neither the strongest marine or the two greatest pirates in history could do anything to stop the world government's tyrannical rule. However, as it so happens, both these pirates ended up having sons, Marshall D. Teach, more known as Blackbeard, and Fire Fist Ace, and both of their sons ended up becoming great pirates in their own right. However, in a similar turn of events, they too fought each other, which led to the death of Ace. And while Blackbeard does seem to be getting closer and closer to achieving the goal of taking down the government, it is very clear that his reasons for doing so are selfish in nature. So much so that Rox would likely be ashamed of his actions. While Rox's goal may have been as selfish as Blackbeard's, as the only thing we know about it is that he wants to become king of the world, the main difference between him and his son is that Rox was surprisingly a very loyal man, and we saw this in his friendship with Harold. We saw just how much Rox valued his friendship with Harold, so much so that he even attacked his own crew member for bad-mouthing Harold and suggesting they take him down. And we saw just how hurt he was when Harold decided to kill him on the behalf of the world government. Not to mention he sacrificed his goals and ambitions in order to save his family. Blackbeard, on the other hand, has been shown to care for nobody other than himself on multiple occasions, killing Thatch, his crew member, as well as Ace, and Whitebeard, the man who took him in as an orphan and raised him as his own son. Not to mention Whitebeard fought besides Rox, God Valley. However, none of that meant anything to Blackbeard. We see what he is willing to do in order to gain power, and to achieve his goal of becoming the king of the world, which would most likely be worse for everyone. And it is this reason that Blackbeard will most likely fail in his goal, as nobody on a global scale would support Blackbeard's ambitions, meaning that Blackbeard has enemies on all sides, the world government and the world at large. He has no supporters, no friends, no allies whatsoever other than his own crew. And even the ambitions of his crew don't line up with his as well. many of them working for their own reasons. And because of this, it is very apparent that Luffy is the one who will bring about the dawn of the world and bring change to the oppressive system that the world government has had going on for the past 800 years. He meets all the necessary requirements. He has the will of D, just like Rox, Roger, and Garp, making him an enemy of God. He is a pirate, putting him in opposition with the world government. And while he does have a good heart, he is not solely devoted on helping people. So he's not tied down to a specific movement or organization, like Garp with the Marines and even Dragon with the Revolutionaries. Luffy has the freedom to do whatever he wants, and while doing so, he has managed to amass a large amount of allies who fully support him. While you could call his goal to become Pirate King selfish, it has become clear at this point that his goal of becoming Pirate King is only a means for him to achieve his real dream, which many have theorized it to be something that would help the world as a whole, with him even stating that he wants everybody to be able to eat as much as they want, which in Luffy terms means equality for all. With Vegapunk informing us that the One Piece is a treasure that should be coveted by Marines, pirates, and revolutionaries, we know that in order for him to find the One Piece, we'll have to topple the government and this oppressive regime. This in turn will bring about real change that hasn't been seen in over 800 years, something that neither Joy Boy, Rox, Roger, or Garp could achieve. But let me know what you think about this. Do you agree with me that Luffy will succeed where many have failed? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notifications to see everything that we put out. Really appreciate all the love and support that I've been getting from you guys, and it means a lot, and I hope that you will continue to do so. With all that being said, it's the boy who cried Super Saiyan signing out. Bye.